Oh, I don't think I've had it for a while, so it's just like very refreshing.
Nice.
Maybe I'll buy some gin tomorrow.
You a fan? Yeah, I remember you saying before you like it.
I do enjoy a good gin.
I like a gin and I like a rum.
Okay.
But yeah, we talked about it, didn't we?
I might have to break out. I made tea first. I may have to top it off with some whiskey once it's done. We'll see how it goes.
It's a Western day, but you know.
Right? I do like my whiskeys. Oh, I need a background. Okay, what am I doing? Ooh, I like what you guys have. Let's see. Choose virtual background. I'll do this one. Or this one. What do you think? One or two?
Aurora's cool.
Oh, both are cool.
Do the Aurora, because I've got that out of the style. Yeah, do that one.
Okay. This one moves.
Ooh, yeah, moving one's cool.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, my camera's so far away again. It always does this to me.
Oh, yeah,
What's
it's
going
looking
on?
cool. Looking cool. It's because we're in space.
Yeah.
Space. The final frontier. Oh, I gotta get my notes up. Oh dang. I love this music so much.
I can't hear it.
You can't? What?
No.
Oh yeah, no, I could hear it earlier, but it's stopped now.
Ah, heck. Oh, it's because I stopped sharing. There we go. Now you can hear it.
Nice.
Yes. Good. Very good.
Oh, there's a spooky Mulder in the chat.
Spooky.
Let's get a sheet up.
Creepy paper.
There it is.
Name that show.
Oh, I really want to rewatch What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, it's so good.
It's amazing.
I want to do another spin-off inspired by that.
Yeah.
One spin-off at a time.
Yeah. I've never played a vampire in a TTRPG. Maybe now's the time. I've played two werewolves.
To remedy that.
I've never done. I'm usually a werewolf person, but I feel like it's time for the vampire.
Oh, guys, it's starting. Shh.
It's time now. Oh no.
Hello. Howdy, y'all. What is up? Hello, Spooky Mulder. Hello, JPEG. How are you, friends? Hope you are feeling, well, I know you're not feeling well. Hope you are recovering and are nice and cozy. But hello! Welcome to the premiere. Oh gosh, we've got a subscribble. Hello, Hatchling. Who's that? What? Sounds like a loser.
Who's that? The doppelganger.
So, yes, tonight is the night, as you can see from our fancy new attire. Tonight is the premiere of our new Western Sci-Fi Bard RPG miniseries, Outpost 5. Welcome. So, before we dive in, here are some things you can expect. We are no longer playing D&D 5e Fusion. As you know, we have completely switched over to Outpost 5, to Bard RPG, our new indie TTRPG system. It is all ages. It is genre agnostic. We already switched over our Heroes of Iastera campaign to the new system, and now, because we're on a brief hiatus from Heroes of Iastera, we decided, you know what? Why not test this genre agnostic quality of this new system? So we decided on a Session 0 stream a few weeks back to go with Western Sci-Fi, as you can see from the backgrounds and hopefully hear from the music, which is, as the command in the chat says, this music is none other than the On Space Cowboy album from Lazy Laser. I did ask Lazy Laser directly if he was okay with us using his music during this campaign. I'll be mixing it up with some other stuff from Pretzel Music's, more other kind of like atmospheric things, but this music has been the inspiration in a lot of ways for the writing and preparation for this. I know I see Rich just kind of jamming out over there.
How can you not? How can you
right? So check out Lazy Laser, right on Space Cowboy, on their Bandcamp. I did support the artist as a thank you for allowing us to use this music. So I did purchase the album, and that is what is playing right now. I'm not playing this from Spotify, so the quality is actually quite a bit better. Thank you, Hopper. Thank you very much. Hello, Conjuring Club. So yes, I did want to state that at the beginning, but if you do the command Lazy Laser, you'll be able to access their Bandcamp link again in the chat. Thank you very much. So other things, Outpost 5. This is a mini-series, limited run, to give us a chance to explore a new world, new story, new characters during our Ayastaran hiatus. That means this is going to be only four chapters. We're going to follow the prototype story map construct for Bard RPG using a 4-part storytelling style. Check out some other Chill Creationist streams to learn more about that. But from here until about mid-March, we're going to be streaming this. We have our next session scheduled for next Thursday, actually. So we're going to do 2 sessions back-to-back, take a week off, and then finish up chapters 3 and 4 in another 2 back-to-back weeks. I guess that's all I really wanted to say. What else should we say? Who?
New territory, it's great.
New territory, yeah. I guess all we can really do is dive in, right? Right? Okay.
Yeah, let's go for it, yeah.
I got my tea. A different mug tonight. I felt it was sort of thematic.
What is that on there? Is that an owl?
Oh, it's beautiful. That's what it is. It's a bunch of different birds, flora and fauna. I have my TARDIS mug, but I need like a proper space mug or a Western one. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But this one fit with the color scheme that I was going for tonight.
Nice.
So, you guys ready? New genre? Let's see.
Definitely ready. Yeah.
Let me go for... Yeah. We'll do this one. Tin cup. I do need a tin cup. How's the audio levels, folks?
Just maybe the music down a tiny bit.
Okay.
Just a tiny bit.
Okay.
Nice.
The year is 2032 AC, after Cataclysm. The Earth is no longer hospitable to humankind, and so our predecessors looked up to the stars for answers. You see, when people look to the sky, they're looking for hope, for salvation, for a new beginning. When they look to the sky with hearts full of fear and questions, they don't expect the stars to answer. When humankind finally went into space, they were met with wonder, certainly. The strange unknown, definitely. But also the rude awakening. Someone else made it there first. We were late to the party. The whole neighborhood was there waiting. Sklarans, Lumens, Decabrians, Cherups, hell, even the Sporians were there. Of course, those are just the names we humans gave them. Fast forward another 100 years, we've made ourselves nice and cozy in Zeta Acalaris, this new galaxy a few light years away from our own. This new federation took pity on us, accepted us into their ranks as new settlers, fledglings, refugees in this new life where we still had so much to learn. They shared with us their technology in exchange for anything, what little we had to offer. Samples from Earth, the flora and fauna we tried to preserve while the rest of our planet burned. Due to our own ignorance, mind you. Our history and knowledge, our strength. We may not be as technologically far along in the space race as our intergalactic neighbors, but we've got numbers. We can do hard work. So when this new galaxy was born, the Cthonika system, we started to call it. The Federation, the SARA, the Science and Engineering Research Alliance, and the fleet looked to us to help them sink their teeth in. Sure, it was dangerous, and they probably let us lead the way because, well, we might be what you'd call dispensable. But nonetheless, it was a new start for humanity. A new frontier, a new home, somewhere that wasn't already claimed by someone else, something we could win for ourselves. They loaded us into ships with scientists, militia, rangers, vagabonds who needed a new start. Off to the Cthonika system to set up new outposts, see what we could find. Homestead. And that brings us to the present. This floating mess of rock, dust, and metal anchored in an asteroid belt, spinning around the sun, is none other than Outpost 5. And in this scene, Cain, you are sitting here outside of your favorite bar. You've been here from the beginning. Just another ragged ranger looking for their fortune. You know these spinning rocks just as well as anyone. Better than most. You were here to help ferry people through before the transit terminal was finished. You've seen folk come and go, fortune seekers taking what they can get. You saw the excitement when they found ore in the mines, precious metals that could be used for new ships, new technology. You saw the influx of scientists and investors alike trying to find their footing in the belt. You also saw what can happen when these lab coats decide they don't want to listen to Sarah, listen to the Alliance anymore. You're clever, sharp-eyed. You can put 2 and 2 together. You're pretty confident that you can watch your own back if other folks see you putting those pieces together too. And yet, here you are, outside your favorite bar, the only bar on the outpost, the canteen, face to face with one of the ugliest mugs you'd ever seen across Federation space, spitting mad and swinging a bottle at your head. You piece of trash! I lost my job because of you, they scream.
Who are you calling trash? I'm just stand up, get right up in there. Right in their face.
You've seen this kid before. Thomas. Works at the terminal. It's true. When you saw him doing something shady, passing through some crates, you told your customs buddy, Udom, about the contraband that he was helping shuttle in from the outer orbits. Well, Udom had a few words with their boss. And now, this kid, Thomas Swain, you found out, was standing in front of you. Drunk, angry, belligerent. This is all your fault. What am I gonna tell Ma? You wouldn't have been so bad.
Should have thought that before you were smuggling contraband.
How did you even... No. You know what?
Exactly
you don't care. You don't care about the law. You don't care about any of this. You're just here, just like I am, trying to make... You kept it! Which is true. You decided to keep that contraband. And it's currently snoozing away in your apartment. You'd always wanted a pet.
Now listen here, kid. Next time, take this friendly advice. Don't get caught.
No, you know what? I can't do this. You know what they're gonna do? They're shipping me away. This is your fault. And they swing. What do you do?
I'd like to try and duck or like dodge, avoid it.
Do you have some actions that you could possibly use in this fight? You can dodge and avoid it. Are you gonna fight back?
I don't want to hurt this kid straight away. If they hurt me, then I'll go in. But I'll see if I can just try and try and dodge their hit for now.
Okay. How will you handle this encounter?
Yeah. Ideally, I'd like to. Yeah. I'm not gonna get out my pistol and just start shooting. I would like to try and de-escalate, but not in a sort of, but not with words, more just with sort of. Yeah, more. I want to just stay up in his face, show I'm not afraid of him. See if I can dodge this hit, but if I get hit, it's
Okay. Well, you have your action wheel, and you have your action stack.
I mean, I guess for trying to dodge this hit, would that be physical then?
You could. So with this, and for those of you who aren't aware, we do have an action wheel. There are 4 domains within Bard RPG that every archetype has access to. You've got physical, social, tech, and supernatural. And each archetype has a certain stack. So you have your primary, secondary, tertiary, and inferior actions within this wheel. So in this kind of situation, you could dodge, you could fight back. If you try to describe to me what you want to do to either de-escalate or finish the fight, we can determine which actions in the wheel you would like to use. So obviously you want to be able to maneuver appropriately. So that would be an evade kind of action. That would be a physical. And then we can determine what your follow-up would be if you're successful there. So here comes young Thomas, a few years younger than you, but still quite tall in comparison. Threw his hat on the ground. That's how you know it's serious in these parts. Threw the hat on the ground, picking up the bottle. This is your fault, you piece of space junk. It's family friendly, so I can't curse. And hits the bottle against the wall because you're outside the bar. He followed you and is coming at you now. So go ahead and evade. Use your physical actions.
5d6 for me.
5, yes. Very good.
An 18.
18, absolutely. So this is not a high tier in terms of the challenge rating for this, the challenge tier. Because he's young and angry and drunk. So he's going to be a bit off balance. And in fact, with an 18, with your 5d6, you are able to not even in a flashy manner, you're able to just kind of pivot. And the weight of the momentum from his attack causes him to stumble forward and fall on the ground in front of you, the rest of the bottle falling from his hand. He gets up, angry. You tricked me, and now he's coming at you again, coming in for a grapple.
Right. Suddenly, 2 arms come out of the backpack on Cain's shoulders, out of the sides, like metal arms, like Inspector Gadget. and before Thomas can grapple Cain, they kind of wrap round Thomas's arms. Or they attempt to wrap round.
Thomas, who has never seen this before, his eyes grow wide. What is this? What kind of trick is this?
I got someone watching my back. You better watch yours.
Are you de-escalating?
Yeah, I want to just sort of, I guess,
How do you de-escalate?
I'm not going to hit him.
So I would say that this would be an assisted kind of thing. So if you are looking to de-escalate or appeal or persuade, that would be as part of the social domain in your action wheel. And I would say this would be an assisted roll. Very good, Kez. So I would allow this as a physical assist. Or, well,
Technology,
or tech. It could be a tech assist.
Yeah, I think
so. I would let you choose.
Go for tech.
Okay. So when it comes to assisted rolls, you would roll, Cain, a social, if this is what you're trying to do. And then, Kez, you'll roll a tech.
Yep.
and then any of the dice totals, or not totals, but any of the dice values that you roll, Cain, you can take those values and swap out some of your own. So you can swap out, hopefully, some higher values.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a 1 in there that I'd like to swap out.
Yeah.
You got
I got a 5, a 6, a 3, and a 4. So it's a pretty good roll.
Oh, you know
5,
what?
6,
yeah,
3, 4, nice.
Yeah, like take that 5. I've got so I've only got a 3 for social, but if I swap out so I've got 1, 3, 4. So if I swap out my 1 and 3 for your 5 and 6,
that's,
so it's
that's real good.
4, 5, 6, which is 15.
That's good. Yeah, I would say that works. Okay, so how do you de-escalate this situation? What do you say or do, Cain? Because they are restricted, bound now with these. Are they long metallic arms?
Yeah.
Are they like weirdly spider-like? Like
they're not spidery. They've got digits on the end of them.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like vacuum hoses.
Grabby hands.
Yeah.
You got grabby space hands.
They're quite malleable though, so they've wrapped around like wires around his.
Oh, that's cool. I'm getting like a Doc Ock kind of vibe
basically.
from this. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's super cool. Okay. What is this? I almost said witchcraft, but that's not a thing. Wrong genre, Scriv.
Now, you're already in trouble with the law around here. I suggest you get out of here and don't bother us again. Or else. I just like a thumb towards the arms coming out.
Now, because he's quite intoxicated, he starts to cry.
Go home, alright?
I would leave, but I don't really have a choice, do I? They're shipping me out. I've got a black mark on my record. It ain't my fault. People want exotic pets, I thought. The customs don't pay well. What am I gonna tell Ma?
Look, this rock ain't exactly paradise. Who knows? Maybe you'll be sent somewhere nicer.
Sending me back to Zeta. You know there's not much for us there. You know how they treat us humans.
Yeah. Well, ain't exactly peachy here either.
So he kicks the bottle to the side, shoves his hands in his pockets, and stumbles away. If the grabby hands let him go. Yeah.
And they kind of pushed him as he. Yeah, they help him on his way.
All right. Well done. You survived your first encounter. So with that, he stumbles away to wherever it is. You know that the residential sector is not far from here, and in fact, this building that the canteen serves as the base level for, this building is filled with a lot of apartments, a lot of residential areas. So he stumbles off down the alleyway, dust kind of kicking up around him, and you are now able to actually enjoy a drink at your bar if you'd like to.
An absolute tragedy. There's only one bar in this place, Kez.
You don't hear anything, and one of the arms retracts entirely back into your backpack, and the other one taps you on the shoulder first, and then taps you near your ear, and you realise you haven't switched on the relay.
Ah, yeah, I will do that. Yeah, let's.
I must have wondered why I was sick by.
Thank you, Knight.
Sorry about that. I figured, maybe you just didn't want to talk to the riffraff.
This is true. I'm not objecting to it, but I maybe could have stepped in. Well, not literally stepped in. Armed my way in.
So at this stage, I would like both of you to describe what your characters look like, because there may be some confusion in our audience. Because you see, Cain, you found and saw a lot of things here on Outpost 5, but you found something else in the rocks around this belt as well, because you were one of the first in the ranger team to come out here. Some old salvage, probably from before the Fed got wind of this new system. Something you haven't even told your buddy Udom yet. Well, not just yet. Something isn't really the right word. Someone is probably more appropriate. So let's hear some descriptions of what you look like.
Yeah, so Cain's pretty normal. Cain, sort of a little bit of a roughed up human. She's got blue hair, quite practical clothing, a long black coat, big boots. But on her back, there's a backpack.
Yeah, which is Kez. And this is the thing. This is the thing that Cain found. She found a what looked like an inanimate backpack, which is kind of like this, like almost a child's backpack. And she quickly discovered that it was actually possessed by a young girl who calls herself Kez. Yeah, and she's been journeying with Cain ever since, trying to find a new body. That's all she ever says.
So, yeah, Kez is what we might call not artificial intelligence by any means, but artificial life, a bioform of some sort. There are a lot of different forms of life in this system, and Kez is an interesting one.
She calls herself an echo.
Okay. We didn't talk about that in character creation. Time to take notes.
Echo is such a good word for it.
Echo is a fantastic word for it.
Yeah, that's the only way she can describe it.
An echo. Kez the Echo.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Okay. So, you going into the canteen?
Oh, I need a drink after that.
You do need a drink. So, the canteen, it's not far from the transit terminal. Bottom level of a residential building right next to a pawn shop and right across the road from the customs office. You can tell that someone with a nostalgic heart must have decorated it. It's an approximation of some of those old Western films you'd heard of from the old world. Synthetic walls and flooring to look like wood, but because it's still fairly industrial here on the Outpost, metal tables and booths, some sort of metal tables and booths, not booze. And there's some sort of repetitive, smooth synth playing in the background. Maybe if you listen hard enough, you can hear it. This one's from Pretzel music. Screens installed above the bar showing news, weird music videos blasted out from Zeta, and the latest Zephyr race. Sporting event. Happens once a month. Tonight's race night. So the bar is filled with the regulars. You see some folks, some other rangers. You see some folks from customs. You see some people you'd recognize from the merchant sector. And behind the bar is Yosef. Yosef the barkeep. I have my actual notes here. Yosef Kalu. Another human. Most people here do happen to be humans. There were a few other races that came along from the Federation representatives. You'll have a couple Sclarans. You'll have some Chirrups. So the Sclarans, you guys know this, but the audience might not. They are a quadrupedal race with many eyes. The Chirrups are a more mammalian, bat-like race. You'll see a couple chirrups in there. The chirrups will be sometimes in charge of the mining crews when they come out, when they go on expeditions into the belt. You see one lone Decabrian sitting in the corner, one of the more deep sea beings, squid types of alien races. Kind of sitting there with these tendrils coming from their face, bubbling around a glass of some sort of dark liquid. But Yosef looks up, sees you coming in, polishing a glass in true bartender fashion. Cain?
Hey, needing something strong tonight. It's been a strange half hour.
Seems so. That kid was angry, even before you got here. I trust that if there's a mess to be made, you'll do it outside. Save me the cleaning up in here.
He's on his way home. Or at least
Good.
away from here.
That's all I can ask. The usual?
Yeah.
What is your usual? I'd like you to describe what Cain's usual drink at the bar might be.
A cheap, dirty spirit that's probably brewed here.
Moonshine!
Yeah.
Outpost moonshine.
Yeah.
Every outpost has its own moonshine.
Cain, can I bring in some sort of story element? So every time you order a drink, you order a little glass of milk with it.
Oh, yeah.
And no one knows really. You never explain why.
Yeah.
You just leave it on. You just leave it on the bar next to your other drinks.
Yeah. I don't drink it. I just think
No,
I
just
just
leave
drink
it
mine.
there.
Oh. So, Yosef, this being the only bar in town, and you obviously making friends with the bartender, already knows this. So he brings up your highball glass of moonshine. Neat. You don't water it down.
No.
You don't weaken it with ice. That's a Scriv way too. And then a small cup, a small glass of milk, or at least the closest thing you can get to milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna call it blue milk, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Let's say a
I think
protein
that's
liquid of some kind.
yeah, some sort of protein-based lactate drink. We'll call
Okay.
it milk. That's fine.
Cain,
Yeah.
are we hitting the pockets tonight? Do you
Don't
want
know
to-
yet. Night's young. We'll see. What do you want to do?
I think I see a few loose purses, wallets, a few gemstones, a few minerals.
Let's have a sit, have a rest.
Well, it's not like it's any effort for you.
No, but we've just got here, low profile and all that.
Okay. I quite like doing it though.
I know. And I quite like the rewards.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
And,
take
you know-
it easy. I'll take it easy.
Yeah.
I've got my
Take it
milk.
easy for now. We'll lay low for a few minutes and then see what the scope is. See if anyone interested walks in.
Okay. Are you expecting anyone to meet anyone?
Quiet night as far as I know, but
It's never
mean-
quiet for us.
no, yeah, I was about to say it's never quiet for us, is it? Just one night. Just one night where we can sit, have a drink, and get rich.
Indeed. Yeah.
In peace. Although, I'm excited about what we've got back at the quarters.
Yeah, so am I. I'm really excited about it. As long as it doesn't drink my milk that I stare at.
Oh, I'm
Milk that
sure
you
it won't.
stare at.
And extra, I feel like I was starting to feel a bit bad about that poor kid we nicked it off. Until, he smashed a bottle and started attacking us. No, I don't feel bad at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's his real character coming through.
Yeah.
This
He
is
didn't
not the
deserve
song
it.
I wanted. There we go.
So, this pet of ours got an interesting energy, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it'll need a name. You're better with words than I am. What do you want to call it?
Sponge.
Would you like to describe your pet? Or I guess we'll get to that when we get back, when you go back to your apartment. Yeah.
I love Sponge.
Sponge is a great name. You're gonna have to tweet out that picture of Sponge.
Yes.
Sponge is the name now. It's going in the book.
Yeah.
It's going in the notes.
Canon.
Wait till y'all see Sponge.
I love Sponge.
Sponge is forever. Yes.
I wish Sponge were real.
Maybe one
sit
day.
somewhere other than the bar. We always sit at the bar.
Yeah.
Do other people hear your voice, Kez?
No. So Cain can switch the relay, so it projects outwards. But she generally knows when that's needed.
Okay.
The
'Cause
barkeep is used to me talking to myself.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
At this point, Yosef is serving other customers, sitting back. It's the usual crowd. Thank you, Artemis. #Sponge. It's the usual crowd, so at this point he's sitting back. You hear some people kind of placing bets on the Zephyr race that's being shown on one of the screens. So it is Rockhopper, who's in the lead at the moment, a fan favorite, actually a human, who seems to be doing pretty well. Never quite makes it to first place, but always finishing strong. A little bit of an underdog story there. But then you also have Quicksilver, who is a Lumen racer. And of course, you know the Lumens as the other kind of humanoid race, but their skin reflects the light, much like a moon or another type of astral body does. So you've got Quicksilver and Rockhopper in the lead, and then some others trailing behind. Think Formula One, but space.
Did you put anything on this?
Did you place any bets?
Cain, did you put anything on this?
I think after a couple of drinks, Cain's a betting person, but not still well on the first drink.
Yeah.
I do want Rockhopper to win though, and I will. Kez can't see the screen, so I will. I'll let Kez know that Rockhopper's up there doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if people don't realize, but Kez can kind of like detect auras of things, so she can also feel with robotic hands.
Mm-hmm.
The outlines of people's features and things.
You have an extrasensory perception.
Extrasensory thing about but a TV, no.
Mm-hmm. And at any point you can use that. Use that extrasensory perception. It's not something that I would necessarily make you roll for to see if it works, but I would potentially depending on the situation, ask you to do a supernatural action to really engage it in a deliberate manner. That's the difference between using it passively and using it in more of a mindful action, a deliberate action.
Like an insightful thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Are there any free tables away from the bar?
There are. So there's one up by the notice board, the jobs board. You know, every community sort of area has something up there. You can see ads for different postings as you walk past it. This is your usual table because you like to kind of peruse to see what sort of odd jobs you can pick up.
That sounds... Usual table sounds good.
Yeah, so you go back there, nod to Yosef. He tops off your drink a little bit before you go. On this board, you see some stuff that you've seen before. You see a new job posting, actually. Man, the customs office was fast. They're already looking for a fill for poor Thomas's position.
Thomas. I feel bad for Thomas. Cain doesn't, but I feel bad.
You should feel bad. You lost him his job. Well, you and Udom, kind of. Thomas would have been mad at Udom as well, who's one of your best friends here, really. But Udom wasn't at the bar, you were. So that was an easy target for his booze-fueled anger. So you see some things up there. You see someone looking for help with repairs to their like bike engine. Looking for help moving things in and out of a warehouse. There are always people who are looking for volunteers to go on expeditions as well. And you see the contact name there is another one of the folks that you know, one of the other rangers, Zanita. Zanita is another one of the rangers that came out here around the same time you did. So she's kind of in charge of recruitment in a lot of ways for these salvage teams and expeditions. And then you see a couple new things. You see a wanted sign with just kind of a vague drawing. It's not quite clear. Some sort of humanoid figure, hair, but weirdly like glowing eyes. You're not really sure what that's about. Figure it's just like another rogue bioform or something. It happens sometimes. The programming gets all wonky. And then you see, this is a listing that always seems to have new names added to it every few weeks. You see a missing persons list. And just as it does every time you see it, you're hit with this kind of pang of discomfort, a little bit of sorrow, because outpost life is dangerous. And that's something that you all understood when you came out here. Being a ranger, going on expeditions, making sure places are safe. There are tech malfunctions, traveling through the belt. Sometimes people don't really come back. But there's a name on here that you didn't really expect to see. It's not a ranger, not a part of the salvage team, but a scientist. You see the name Yara Murdum listed on there, along with a picture. Kind of slight, black hair, cropped short, darker features, smiling. Looks like it was some sort of, whatever sort of registration picture that most people have done just for security purposes when they come to the outpost. You don't typically see scientists making it on the missing persons list. Every now and then, and it hits you that Udom did mention that there were some people leaving to go home. There was some muttering about discontent, unhappiness. You've seen Yara before, just kind of wandering through the merchant district or traveling through the terminal. But it's strange. Some of the other things that you've been hearing lately about the detachment, the Sarah detachment here, it sits with you kind of a weird way.
Yeah, I'll mutter to Kez that Yara's missing and that.
Yeah, I sensed something from you.
Hold
Something
up.
changed in you.
Hold up. There might be something up. Is the stream okay? I'm seeing a recording error. Are we good?
It's still up for me.
Okay,
I can
good.
still see it.
That was weird. Something about disk space? Well, it could just be with the way it's recording on my computer. That's okay. As long as it's good on Twitch, I can pull it from Twitch later.
Seems to be.
Okay, good. Excellent. Back to the story. Thank you, Country Club.
What's up, Cain?
I don't trust what those white coats were up to.
It keeps switching
Think we should get involved?
I mean, what would we do?
We can find Yara.
Yeah, it's rare for scientists to go missing like that.
They seem to be pretty savvy normally.
Sarah out here are up to something.
Well, we were never going to have a quiet night.
No. We never were. I like to fantasize sometimes. I like to dream. I like to dream that we'll have a quiet night, we'll go home, pat the dog. Great. Normal family, you know?
It's very much a dream.
Yeah. One day.
For sure. Let's go and let's find this scientist.
Yeah, I could always ask around. I mean, I'm not the only one that's
Oh, for sure.
knows her face.
We know a lot of people.
You do know a lot of people at this point. I don't know if Cain's the type to say that they've got a lot of friends.
No.
But you do know a lot of people. And people know
This is
you.
the friendly one. I'm not the friendly one.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
the bad cop.
in the occasions where have you told anyone about Kez?
Yeah, Kez, up to you.
Yeah.
How social are you with other people? With speaking to other people?
I'm quite well known.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like almost like I think probably a local celebrity in some ways.
The weird backpack.
Really?
girl.
Yeah, because
Do they know you as you, or do they know you as Cain has a weird backpack?
No, me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Excellent. Well, in that case, it wouldn't be quite as strange for Yosef to hear you talking to yourself. You just figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that case, when Yosef put down the glass of milk, he said, "Kez, on the house."
Nice.
Okay. At first, it would have struck people as strange, and you may or may not have been honest about how you two met. But at this point, y'all are in space.
Yeah, exactly.
There are a lot of weird things.
There are things with lots of eyes and glowing.
Yeah, you've got all sorts of stuff. So a sentient sort of form, they figure you're some sort of bioform, artificial intelligence. They don't fully know everything, but they would have figured that. And it's not strange sometimes for people to have like assistants or helpers or what have you of that nature. So yeah, that would be appropriate.
Yeah, also possibly they don't realise that I'm not an AI.
No, they don't.
Robotic. They might. Only Cain knows that I'm actually calling myself an echo, and I feel like I'm a real person, or I was a real person.
Yeah, they would not be aware of that. And
Do you think Kez has more friends than Cain?
I think Kez sometimes would like to, like go apart from you. And have like a social.
I'm there just being prickly and rude, and you're there like, oh, but we should, really try build relationships in our lives.
It obviously never happens, but at the same time,
Kez.
she deeply appreciates being carried around all the time, because she is actually quite heavy with all the,
Cain's kind of buff though.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but
Cain, she can carry a lot of weight.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Even more so now after meeting you. That's like
daily
training. That's like rock training, man.
High fitness levels. Yeah.
Yeah. Cain strikes me as someone who might be kind of militant with your training and your fitness as well. So.
Is there an actual gym on Outpost 5, or is it am I doing just makeshift
Nah,
stuff that I've come up with?
It's not a formal gym. It's in like a junkyard.
Nice.
So I should say this as well because you would know this. Outpost 5 technically has an upper and a lower zone, because it's split and interspersed, the different parts of the outpost. You're on like the proper outpost itself right now, with upper outpost, with the terminal, with the bar, a lot of the residential areas, and the merchant district and all of that. But if you were to take the terminal to the lower zone of the outpost, you'll see most of the warehouses, logistics kind of stuff, and there's a junkyard down there as well that you and some of the other rangers and folks from the salvage team have fashioned into sort of a gym, an outdoor gym area. But because Outpost 5 is such an integral location set within the asteroid belt, with the localized gravitational field keeping things stable. Love to the lurkers, thank you, Bray. Keeping things stable, that is how you are able to shuttle people through to get to Outpost 6 and 7 that are on the inner orbits, and then going back out to Outposts 1 through 4 in the outer orbits. So you're able to transit through there fairly easily. Oh. And then you have different kind of launch stations on either side of that kind of transit ferry terminal to then help people get back out to the other outposts, wherever it is that they're going.
Nice.
So yeah, there's a junkyard. You can go there. But as you're sitting finishing your drinks, you do see on the news, with the 3 screens that are there above the bar, you see around this time at night another cycling through of the images for missing persons, and always saying, if you have any information, please contact Fleet Security, which here is more like a militia with a couple of fleet officers to oversee things. They're not going to send a whole bunch of people out here until it's like certainly settled. And you
when
see...
was the last time we saw Yara?
So there is a last seen date associated with each of these pictures. The last time you saw Yara was probably about 3-4 days ago. The last seen date on that picture, however, was 4 days ago. I would say you've seen them. I'm really glad you asked that, actually. This could have been another like social encounter sort of thing, but you're paying attention to your surroundings. 3 days ago. So that's an interesting kind of discrepancy.
That
is. Did I just see her like walking around?
Just
in the
walking
streets,
through
or,
the
yeah.
merchant district. You don't really remember much. It was just kind of in passing, but you are used to kind of paying attention to faces. You haven't interacted with Yara before, but you make a habit of knowing who's here.
Did she seem troubled, Cain, last time? Set eyes on?
Yeah, did she seem out of the ordinary when I saw her, or just walking down the street normal?
No. You didn't get close enough to really see.
Yeah.
So within the merchant district, you see and you can obviously go there if you wish. That's like the commerce, shopping, trade area. It's just like going to the market, basically. It's like a strip mall kind of feeling. So they were just walking through. You remember seeing them in passing. You were there probably picking up some supplies, getting some food, that sort of thing. It's not unusual to see people there.
Yeah.
That's the main center for commerce on the outpost.
We need to ask around, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
Who do we know that would have a lead?
What was the name of our friend? Our friend that we got Thomas into trouble with.
Udom.
Udom.
Udom works in customs.
Yeah, I feel like someone in customs would see a lot.
It's a good shout.
You can talk to Udom. Certainly. At this...
Yeah, would he be working at this hour, or would he be...
Udom takes the day shift. Mostly Udom's not a night shift kind of guy. He gets pretty frustrated if he has to work longer than the posted hours. This time of night, Udom's probably at home in the barracks, or what's called the barracks. So you have your own kind of apartment within the larger complex. It's called the barracks, where most of the rangers and the people who are here to support and keep everything running live. The merchants will live kind of somewhere different. Most of the shopkeepers will live somewhere different. But the rangers, customs officials, and salvage team folks mostly live in the barracks. So it's another complex on the, actually in lower, in the lower zones. Kind of kept away from the other areas. It's a little bit quieter though. You don't mind it so much. So you can hop the terminal. It's like a 5-minute ride. Get down there. He's probably sleeping at this stage.
Something tells me he'll be mad if we wake him up.
You could always knock on the door.
Yeah.
He just lives a floor below you.
Yeah. What do you think, Kez? Should we ask around here first and then ask Udom on our way home?
Well, we haven't even talked to Yosef, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Surely he's seen a fair bit.
He's got to have. He tends to know a lot. You know, I can sense that from him most of the time.
Yeah. Tell you what, something tells me he likes you better. Shall I put the speakers on and you can talk to him?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll flip the speakers on rather than it being...
There's like a bit of feedback.
Yeah.
Some things never change. Okay. So you can talk to Yosef.
I'll walk over.
Now you walk up. At this stage, Yosef, along with many other patrons in the bar, is sitting there, like holding their breath as they're going around the final lap with this Zephyr race. And these races go all day. It's like a 24-hour race, so you're catching
I'll
like the end of it.
as well.
And you can see Rockhopper, and of course these aren't the racers' real names, but it's like a stage name kind of thing, right? So Rockhopper and Quicksilver are neck and neck in their racing shuttles. I almost said racing pods. I did not want to do pod racing. I refuse. So this, of course, is back in the Zeta galaxy, and they're going around this course, this kind of obstacle course with different structures for obstacles in kind of established. So there are different platforms. We've got some people, the spectators are on these kind of suspended platforms in the course that you can shuttle to and back from, or back and forth from. So there are people there. You can see them on the screen as the satellite imagery is whirling around and following the racers. People are yelling and cheering, waving flags. You've got different like asteroid sort of rocky obstacles and structures in there. You've got rings that are flashing, all of that. So you've got them going neck and neck, and people are placing bets sitting at the bar. They're getting all freaking pumped up. Yosef is going, come on, Hopper, come on, Rockhopper. I got money on you, bud. And just at the last minute, you see a bit of what looks like some sort of malfunction in Hopper's right rear exhaust pipe. And you see Quicksilver pulling ahead just in time, crossing that finish line. Some people in the bar are like, yeah, we got him. most of the patrons of the bar who at this hour happen to be human go, they're yelling and like, we knew it. Damn it, every time.
Quicksilver won again.
Quicksilver run again. Money is being passed. People are exchanging the winnings or losses from bets. And Yosef goes, all right. Let's drink to our feelings. Second place again. And he does the traditional consolation round for the people who had placed bets.
How many times will you lot put up with a malfunction at the finish line? Can you not see through that?
It doesn't happen as often, but it happens often enough.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's foul play. I think it was sabotage. No, look at his racer. Look at it's old. It's old equipment. It's old tech. We need a better pit team. They blame everyone, you know. It's rigged.
Guys, do you ever imagine us as racers out there? I think you'd make excellent pit crew. Got the long arms.
I would be great. You're right.
I love
You're better with tech than I am, that's for sure.
No, I'd be a dab hand at that. I think there's a definite career in that if I don't have my wishes.
Yeah. I'm obviously a dashing, brave pilot, of course, in this scenario, you know.
Of course, we'll always be a team.
Yeah.
Talking of that, Yosef.
Kez, need some more milk?
No.
Just thought I'd ask.
Maybe some answers.
Answers? Well, depends on the question. What do you need?
All these people go missing, isn't there?
Seems like more names get added to that list.
Yeah, but dramatically so.
Well, we live in kind of dramatic times. What are you thinking?
You know anything?
I had a feeling you'd come ask. A couple of troublemakers like you.
No, I could always sense you holding back on some things.
Yeah, you've got this weird way about you. Where did you find this one?
Trade secrets.
Any of the AIs I have met never... Okay, fine. I'm saying I could use some help behind the bar. So, Kez, if at any point, you want to career broaden, find some other experiences, I could use an assistant barkeep like you. What? What'd you?
It's the adventure.
So, they're here. Come here. Goes to the end of the bar. I don't know how much of this is true or not. But you're talking about Yara, right? The scientist?
Yeah.
She doesn't come in here often, so I don't really know. Doesn't seem to spend too much time outside of the research detachment here, but
Spend some time in the market.
spent some time in the market. I have heard from some of our other patrons that there are some new faces in the market. You know that there's security, got the militia wandering around. You don't see the fleets there too often.
Sure.
But there's there was some sort of concern, some sort of complaints from some of the other patrons a couple days ago that there were some overzealous guards, overzealous militia over there in the market. I went to take a look myself, because you know how I am. They don't seem like militia to me. They don't seem like our usual protectors, if you know what I mean.
Mercenaries?
I don't know. All I know is they had some better gear on them than what our folks typically get issued.
Interesting.
That's all I know.
Even if this doesn't end up leading us anywhere, I'm interested in this.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the scientist. I don't know if it has anything to do with Yara, but
all these things are always linked. Come on.
Yeah.
That's what you two big brains are for.
Well, either way, I don't like the idea of a bunch of guys all geared up and I don't know much about it. I intend to know.
Well, you got connections to customs, don't you? You and Udom are pretty tight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go and wake him up.
Yeah.
Better you than me. He downs his own consolation drink. Need a top off? You good? Is that all for the night?
We gotta go.
Yeah.
If we take Sponge downstairs, he'll soon warm to us.
That's true. Tell you what, you got anything bottled or sealed that's within my price range?
Your price range? When are you gonna pay off your tab, Cain?
I'm getting there. It was going to be a work night tonight, but now we've got bigger fish to fry.
Said that last week.
You know how life is. It's hard out here.
All right.
But I've got enough up front for a bottle or something, right?
Figures you do. All right, let's. You want some of your usual, or you want something different? What are you looking for?
I'll pull out some just like loose. Is it? What's the currency? Is it like credits? Is it like?
Oh
physical
snap!
Currency?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Is it physical coins?
No, it'll be
Is
credits.
Like
it'll be
digital
credits.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
NFTs.
Ethereum has made its way to the stars.
Oh man, no, we'll call it credits for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call it credits.
Yeah, I'll flash the meager amount of credits I have on like the chip or whatever with me and be like, whatever I can get with that.
He goes, reaches under the bar. Dusty bottle.
I'll do.
A friend of a friend is brewing some stuff down in the lower zones. You can try it. I couldn't sell it. I couldn't sell it.
Like it.
But you can try it.
Yeah. Always willing to support independent businesses out here.
You and the rest of the Federation. If people would support independent businesses a little bit more, maybe one day I'd finally open that restaurant. But you know what? Too bad we don't have as many kind-hearted patrons with deep pockets such as yourself.
Agreed.
Good luck. I do not want to see your name, your face, your names and faces. Well, sorry, Kez.
Yeah.
On that list.
Never happened.
Don't do anything stupid. Well, more stupid than you typically would.
You know us, we're tough. Nothing's gonna get us.
All right.
We've
One
been
day
around this rodeo before.
We'll come back here one day with enough to open your restaurant.
Promises, my friends. Have a nice night.
You too.
Good night. Right, we're off.
Yeah. Figure it'd be more appreciative of the wake-up call if we offered to share the drink and, you know, share on your friend. So yeah, I guess we're heading back to
You
back
head
to our
out.
offices.
You head out into this dusty kind of landscape here on the main outpost, which is mostly constructed like a smaller space station kind of thing, built into and suspended between some of the larger asteroids in the belt. It is all atmospherically contained on this outpost, maintained by some taller post towers that help to generate this field. So there was an aspect of terraforming when you first got here in order to help generate this kind of atmosphere. So when you go into the transit terminal, which is not far from the canteen, you are transiting through kind of a contained tunnel sort of area. But of course, you've got to engage your atmospheric gear, which most of you are able to have. You have these devices that you keep with you. You kind of pull it up like you would like a hood. But if you're going out beyond the outpost into the asteroid belt, you would actually have to suit up for this. But for shorter periods of time, you're able to use your more casual gear, your civilian gear, basically. So you're going through transit terminal, waving hello to the night shift folks. You have your badge, your identification, which helps to serve as your access when transiting through the terminal into the upper and the lower zones for the outpost. Everyone who is here, and you know this, everyone who is here must register if you are staying here or if you are just passing through trying to get to some of the other outposts. But you have different badges and different forms of identification. Yours is specific to being a ranger and part of the expedition and survey teams. So you flash your identification, scan it through, you see the confirmation image of yourself looking back at you, like the identity check kind of thing, doing the facial recognition, and then you go on through. It's this part of the terminal, the shuttling to and from. Think of the underground. Think of a rail system. So you go on. Heck, you know, I'll even do it. Mind the gap. You might hear that voice. You are traveling to the lower zones. So you'll go on down. 5 minutes or so. Doesn't take too long. The terminal's not too busy. This time of night, it's really just people going to and from their places of residence at the end of the day. A few minutes pass, and you make it to the lower zones. This part is not as nice, not as built up, not quite as refined as the upper zones of Outpost 5. It really is like an industrial kind of area. Lots of warehouses. The junkyard is a few minutes walk from here, and the barracks are fairly close, however. So it only takes you about, actually, we'll say about 10-minute walk from the terminal. It takes about 15-20 to get to the junkyard, which is on the kind of before you get to the warehouse district. So get to the barracks. It's a complex of lower buildings, maybe 3 stories, about 4 apartment buildings within this complex. So you are in building 3. Floor 2. Room 217. Pulling out random numbers out of my hat. What will I pull out of the hat this time?
217. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So you know Udam is on the bottom story. 142. Because I'm going by American standards here, so it's first floor, second floor, third floor. First floor being the ground level. There aren't basements because you're not going to dig into the rock.
I imagine we go home first. We want to see Sponge.
Yeah. So you make it up always with the access cards. They do take security fairly seriously here. Access card to get in through the door. And to go up the stairs, there's not a lift. You can do stairs. Go up the stairs to your room. So as you're standing in front of your apartment, swipe the card, beep. The door, like an automatic door, kind of slides open, closes behind you. Describe your apartment for me.
What's Kez's favorite color?
She can't detect colors, so I don't know.
Does she? Yeah. Does she know about like what kind of?
She has no
Yeah,
memory.
I guess she wouldn't know. Yeah.
She does see things kind of like almost like auras though, so she would have, but she would see things in sort of a colour form. I think it would be like an orangey, like a burnt orange sort of hue. Would be like her favourite.
Yeah,
a rusty colour.
Aww.
She probably really likes corrugated iron.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Cain will have got something in that color, even though Kez can't necessarily see it, just so that Kez knows that Cain's getting. I think also something of like a fun, soft, fluffy texture that she can touch with her little robot hands.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be appreciated. Yeah.
Some good fluffy blankets and things.
She really appreciates the arrival of Sponge. Because,
yes. Where does when Cain sleeps, does Kez just sort of sit on the floor, or is there a place that Kez goes?
It's up to you.
She's like a nightlight. So you put her you put her on a stand, and she kind of like, she projects kind of like stars.
You've got I think you've got a specified stand.
Like a projector.
That's your stand.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna toss Kez on the floor. I mean, Kez looks like a backpack, but you'll probably have a place that's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, you did end up kind of fashioning together like a dog bed for Sponge, and Sponge comes up as soon as you open the door, like little rear end wiggling, hopping over to you on the stubby legs. For those of you who don't know, Sponge is a sporgy. A from the homeworld of the Sporians, a mushroom kind of fungi race. And if you want to go ahead and tweet out that picture.
I wonder if my camera will... Oh no. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
There's the little face.
That's adorable. Go ahead and if you can, tweet it out real quick. And y'all can see that on Twitter. It's adorable. Oh my god. So.
Yeah. So Kez's robot arms come out, shoot out of the size of
the puppy.
Hello. Does Sponge have a gender? Do Sporgies have?
Not really. Not that you know how to detect. But Sponge gets so excited to see the both of you that jumping up and down actually releases some spores. Makes a little bit of a mess on the flooring. Now, this is the first night that you've had Sponge, the Sporky. So you were able to kind of keep the carrier that they were being smuggled through in. But you can see that there were some shoe marks on some shoes and a little bit of light damage, a couple of spots where there are little piles of dusty looking spores on the corner, a little bit on the bed, but they're spore. You can clean them up pretty easily.
What do the spores do?
So, you know what? I had some options for what kind of effects that these sporgies would have, and you know what better way to determine it than to roll some dice.
Yeah.
So we have like a random table here.
Nice.
Let me reference that list I told you. So there are a number of different things that spores can do. It can have a sleep effect. It can be poisonous. Like a paralyzing sort of effect. Or they can be hallucinogenic. let's go ahead and come up with a couple more, 2 more to make it 6. So you can just roll a d6. So there's sleep, toxin, paralysis,
Charm.
hallucinogenic, charm, make you feel
make
real.
them, I guess,
make you
yeah,
feel
make
real
them a bit
friendly.
more, friendly.
Make you feel real friendly. And then I already said sleep, right?
Yeah.
Now let's go with
Itchy.
Yeah, I was
itchy.
about to say itchy as well.
Itchy. Okay, so roll a d6.
Would you
It'll
like to
be
roll?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5.
5.
What was that?
Real
5
friendly.
yeah,
That was
that's
charming. Real friendly.
So has Cain still got...
You just start giggling.
friendly.
You giggle and you get really, really huggy.
Yeah. Just our entire apartment is just filled with friendliness.
Yep. Aggressively friendly. You picked one. Oh man, okay. That could be interesting. So go ahead and mark that down somewhere.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I will do.
So even though they're not an inventory that you would keep in your back, or an item you would keep in your backpack, just go ahead and put that on your backpack page.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, for your character pages for Bard RPG, you have your actual character page with your action stack and your archetypal information, all of that. Then you also have a reference action wheel with the 4 domains. You have a story threads note tracker. And actually, you've found some information that would go on into that notes thread tracker. So you learned. We'll get to that during the reflection period. But I'll go ahead and say it now because we're learning the new system. So story threads are going to be those key pieces of information, important items, people you meet that you think are going to carry some weight as the plot progresses forward. So some of those key pieces of information that I think would qualify as story threads with this would probably be the weird people in the merchant district. What else do you think? The fact that a scientist went missing?
Yeah.
Something unusual. Something that you think requires further investigation, further pursuit as you progress through the plot.
Yeah. Sure, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like giggling. I'm more in a better mood.
You're feeling very good, and you're getting kind of giggly. And gosh darn it, how can something be so dang cute as this Sporky? You just want to snuggle him.
Sponge is the best thing, you know. I think Sponge is the best decision we've ever made, Kez. You cutie, yes you are.
Very strange, Kate. Very strange indeed. Can you just put them down for a minute and listen to me.
Just put Sponge down.
They're so cute.
No.
Okay.
You know the carrier?
Mhm.
It's made of some really great alloy. It's very strong. I think, given a little bit of time, I might be able to fashion some additions to your armor.
Ooh. I like additions.
A couple of plates upgraded.
That would be cool.
I like the idea of not being stabbed by bottles.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that's what I thought about, actually. Because there's a chance that... Well, there was actually no chance that he would have been able to...
No match for you.
No. But, just in case... So
I trust your talents.
If I spend one evening with a little bit of welding, a little bit of fashioning that carrier. I think it's made of Kevlar.
Certainly could be. Kevlar or whatever sort of advanced...
Yeah, like strong kind of...
You know, that...
Smuggling merchant.
Kevlar 5.0.
Anyway, but that's... Should we go downstairs and let's talk to...
Yeah, let's bring Sponge.
Let's talk to...
I love Sponge, and I love you too, Kez. I don't say that often enough. I just, I really, really appreciate that you're here with me.
Right. Listen, I think we should put Sponge in the carrier.
But
No, I think we should put Sponge in the carrier.
But we don't want our friend to be angry. We're waking him up. Surely a lovely, beautiful Sponge is so cute, and Sponge makes me so happy. I'm sure.
This is unsettling,
Yeah.
Kez, because you've never seen Cain like this before. You know that it's the spores.
Right.
And in fact, as Cain continues to like
Cain's
snuggle,
ever said I love you to you before.
no,
No.
never to anyone that you are willing to admit. And the more you kind of like rub your face into Sponge, it's just like it's like dusting your face. Yeah. You don't know what'll happen with prolonged exposure to this.
Maybe we should. We'll clean our rooms.
No, the arms come out suddenly. The arms come out and they grab Sponge, not roughly, but they rip them from Cain's grasp, and then and they extend miles over to the carrier, and then push him and close the gate, the door gate. That's enough. We can carry it. We can carry them downstairs in the carrier. You don't need to be smushing him and.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. How long does the effects of the how long do the effects last?
You don't know.
Oh.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
This is your first exposure. This is the first time you've seen a Sporgy. So much less been exposed that you know of anyway, I guess, to the spores. So you'll find out you're still feeling fairly chipper. Chipper Cain. Feeling real good. Can't wait to go down and visit.
Yeah, Kez lifts the carrier up and then like places it on top of the backpack, just like resting on your shoulders.
Oh, you're bringing Sponge with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the carrier.
In the carrier, so that my face isn't.
It's your secret weapon. Sponge seems...
that's what Kez is thinking as well, a little bit.
Yeah.
If some spores get out into, it's not going to be a grumpy waker.
Nope. Okay, so you are able to leave your apartment then. Go downstairs. Knock on the door. No answer? Can knock again.
Yeah.
That was a terrible noise, that microphone. That would be a good noise.
In a few minutes, you hear, "Hold on!" And a very bleary-eyed, very, very bleary-eyed Udom opens the door. Shorter, completely bald, darker tanned skin. Looking up with you, like bald, but like super bushy eyebrows. Looks at you. They're a bit taller than you. You said Cain's fairly short?
Yeah.
Okay, most people are going to be taller than you. Udom goes, "What?"
Good evening. We have a really great surprise.
Oh, no.
Look, just look.
No, it's really great.
It's really...
I have 5 hours before my shift. Cain, this better be good.
We'll make it up to you.
I doubt it. What is it?
Can we come in?
Kez, is this worth it? Cain is clearly under the influence of something, and I don't know what, but I have never seen them like this before.
What have he
Kez.
Easy, look, just one of my
And
best
he
friends.
puts his hand on your face to silence you. Kez, is this worth waking me up 5 hours before my shift?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, come in.
Let's say it lightly.
Okay, come in. You come in. Udum's apartment is fairly cluttered. Think kind of like bachelor pad sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very simple though.
As Cain
You've
walks
got
in,
the
Kez
bed,
lifts
you've got a sitting chair, you've got the small kitchenette sort of area with some leftover noodles in a bowl by the sink.
She lifts the grating on the carrier as they walk in, so the spores start to spread.
What? Hold on. What is that? Is that?
This is
That's
Sponge.
the contraband.
Yeah, so Sponge makes you really happy.
I know what sporgies do, Cain. And you brought it into my home.
Well, I'm feeling just so good, and I really, really appreciate you. And also, we wanted to ask you something, and also I brought this. And I'll hold out the bottle of alcohol that I purchased at the bar.
It's like a double gift giving.
Yeah, it's just so many gifts.
Okay. Because you're my best friends. Fine. I can't drink. I am on the clock in less than 5 hours now. 4 hours and 56 minutes.
It'll last you till tomorrow night.
Okay. So to what do I owe the pleasure or misfortune of this late night visit?
Did you hear about Yara?
Yeah, I heard about Yara.
Something, and I know you, and I know you know everything. Something's up with that.
It's all flattery. Flattery, is it now? Yeah, something's up with it. Well, come in and shut the door behind you.
Yeah.
How long have we been working together, Cain?
Long enough.
Remember when we first started seeing this weird stuff happening? Between you and me, well, I've already told you this. There's something going on at the Sarah detachment here.
Yeah.
Scientists are normally the kind to do their research, right? Yara came to me last week asking about updating permits in transit. She was trying to go back to Zeta, Cain. She was trying to leave.
Most of the science folks out here are pretty committed. It's rare for them to leave.
A couple of them have left, but not like this. The last couple ones that left went, as far as I know, they went to other outposts. Where they said, you know, they had their papers to go back, and then they just, you know, they just haven't come back yet, but nothing to cause concern. You've got expeditions, you've got all that. But,
She left in a hurry?
she seemed a bit stressed.
They're up to something out there.
Maybe they
And you know that those shipments I was telling you about?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff with Sarah labeling on them?
Yep.
Well, one kind of, seemed a little bit heavier for just lab equipment. I may have taken a look. I know. It's against the rules. But I am so sick of this job at this point, Cain. It's just admin and pay. I did not come out here to be a paper pusher. You know that.
Yeah.
And my boss, don't get me started. Do not let me touch that bottle. I can't do it. Not tonight. So I opened this box. You know what was in there? Udum's looking kind of nervous now. Like looking at the door, looking at the windows.
Oh, yeah, leaning closer.
You best not tell a soul.
You know me,
There were explosives in there.
Mining?
Well, yeah, I would assume. But typically, you have certain types of customs forms.
Yeah.
If it's something that you're gonna detonate in a mine. But you had different components in there, not assembled. And it's not the kind of stuff that we typically get. You had some charges in there. Not the kind we typically use in mines.
It felt off to you.
Yes. When it was labeled as lab equipment,
For sure.
we have quotas. We have certain amounts of things that can and cannot be shipped in at any given point. Not to exceed certain amounts, and anything that could be potentially dangerous or hazardous has to be filed appropriately, and this was not filed appropriately.
What in the belt are they up to?
I don't know. But we've got some weird stuff going to that detachment. And then I don't know what happens to it after that. But I'm pretty sure they ain't using it in their lab
No.
in the upper sector.
I mean, I'm no scientist. I'm no technical expert. But I know that if you set off a bomb in a lab, that's not good.
Nah, it's not. It's not. Certain things don't mix. Bunsen burners and test tubes and explosives don't real mix.
No.
Nah.
Can you get us out there?
Where? The lab? That's just up in the upper sector.
Get us access?
To get access, you would need the right kind of pass. These security passes that we wear around our necks, it ain't for science. You need a scientist's access badge to get into that lab.
I can think of a couple ways that, Kez, your skills might lend us a helping hand with this. And
Oh, that was a joke, wasn't it? Yeah, helping hand. And at this point, he starts laughing. I get it.
Cain is giggling away.
And you see
The spores are starting
Sponge kind of like wagging their tail, sitting right next to Udum there.
I'd be able to do something, but we could just as easily talk to the forger in the market. We've used them before.
I don't know anything about this.
Nope.
No, I do not. No, I do not. I do not know. You tell your new family that I do not know anything about this. Kind of playing with Sponge now. Hold on. No. I know what's happening. Take them.
Listen, you know this is for a good reason.
I know.
So anything goes for goodness.
Look, we have been making note of these different things for how long now?
A while.
This is another piece to that puzzle that you were concerned about.
I don't like it.
People go missing. Now a scientist goes missing. We've got scientists leaving and not coming back. We've got clear and blatant contraband, but you know what? What can I do? I'm not going to tell them I opened up their boxes. This is not like your sporgy there. This is not like your typical kind of stuff. I don't want to get on the wrong side of Sarah or the feds or who knows? Who knows? But that was not science equipment. It was not.
Yeah.
And it's stressing me out. I can't lose my job. I can't. Young Thomas, he's got a family there. I don't have somewhere to go back to. This is it. This is what I'm doing.
You don't have to do anything.
We're not going to tell a soul about
You better
what
not.
you told us.
Because you're the only soul I've told, so if anyone finds out about it, I know it's you. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I think
That's what that booze is like.
I ain't drinking that. I can't touch it. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow.
I don't have a shift the next day, but I can't do it tonight.
I think Yusef wants some feedback.
Well, Yosef can wait till tomorrow night. Or you can drink it.
Oh,
I know you ain't going out on an expedition tomorrow. I've seen the roster.
Although something tells me we've got a whole bunch of snooping to do.
Well, I've got a whole bunch of snoozing to do, so if you will excuse me. But please, okay. No, you know what? Backtrack. Do not make me regret telling you this. Yeah. Okay. Kez, you're clearly the responsible one here. Cain, at this point, you're starting to get a bit of a headache. The effect of the spores are wearing off. You don't feel quite so giggly anymore. And you've got like a little bit of a migraine starting. It's sitting right in there.
Ez can kind of sense that, and she closes the grate on the carrier, and then pops a sponge back on top of the backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we better go. Sleep well. 5 hours. 52 minutes.
4 hours and 52 minutes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Good night. Good night.
Night.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please be
Sorry
careful.
for the...
Don't do anything tonight. Whatever it is, just don't.
Oh no, yeah, bed for us
Yeah.
as well.
Good night. Shuts the door.
I'm so glad I didn't hug him. That would be my reputation in ruins.
Oh yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Oh
You're
yeah.
borderline.
Absolutely it would.
Oh, my head is killing me. It felt I was so happy for...
I think I have to give Sponge a bath.
A sponge bath?
A sponge bath.
Yeah, oh,
Are there bath bombs?
our apartment is covered in spores, Kez.
Well, I could do a bit of cleaning while you're asleep.
Yeah, please.
I'll do a bit of dusting.
Oh, yeah.
You're not looking too good now.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
You're not feeling too good.
You're starting to actually feel kind of like grumpy.
Yeah.
And a little bit like that emotional come down.
Yeah, and Cain's aura's changing. It's gone from like very, very like bright yellowy and like shades of pink to a kind of quite a blue kind of
Yeah.
misty aura.
It's fine. Blue suits my vibe.
It is a blue vibe. So you
You
head
best
back.
get to bed. You best get to bed.
Yeah, let's go home.
So you return to your room, clean up a little bit, or quite a bit. Cain, You end up going to sleep. Kez, do you sleep?
Nope.
Is there anything that you do during the night?
I get a lot done. So what I usually do is try to remember. And I usually pour myself a glass of milk and have it in front of me, and then I try to connect with the liquid and try to remember back before I was discovered by Cain and what happened. And there's always fragments there, always tiny little fragments, and it almost appears as images in the glasses of milk. But I can never put them together.
Would you like this to be an action that you are able to deliberately take? Because
Yeah,
this,
almost like a
this
meditative
like
action,
an
yeah.
introspection kind of thing. Okay.
Milk meditation.
Milk meditation. I
Yeah.
like that. Okay, add that down.
There's something to do with the act of having milk or having it poured and in front of me. That's what set is what is my strongest kind of like.
So it's a
connection
memory
to the
in a
past.
way. So
Yes,
or something that
it's kind of
feels like a memory.
Yeah, it feels important.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's explore that a little bit then. I like that. So go ahead. This would probably fall in line with supernatural. And because this is connected directly to your will sub-archetype
Yeah.
of innocent, which special action did you choose?
Purity and resist.
Purity and resist. Is there a way you would like to try to bring those to play?
Yeah, I want to have a pure memory or a pure thought about something. I want to focus on the image because I'm so used to having these evenings, and there is a lot of hours in the night, but I can never ever quite. And it's almost like because I don't actually have like any physical reaction to emotions, but I have very much turbulent emotions inside.
So for purify and resist as your special actions, and each will sub-archetype, for the folks in the audience, each will sub-archetype has two kind of actions that are two sides of the same coin. So for the innocent, you have purify, where you can purge a person or an object of some sort of contamination or corruption. Or resist, where you can resist the effects of contamination or corruption. So I think leaning into that, the way you describe your memories and these echoes very much feels like corrupted memory, you know?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's interesting. It feels like something's trying to stop me from forming the pieces of the jigsaw.
So go ahead.
Almost deliberate.
So we'll consider this a use of your special action. So special actions are more powerful. They can only be used once per chapter. So this is your one use of it for this chapter. And you are able to roll 6d6. This is something that is going to be very complex. This is not this is not one of the straightforward challenges like you would have during a Cain with your bar fight earlier. This is something that, because this is a new system and I want to let people kind of peer behind the wheel a little, behind the screen a little bit, this would be one of those story wheel kind of things. So a story wheel mechanically is something that we use for more complex challenges. And the more you work towards it, it can turn one way towards achievement of that goal or the other way, depending on how things play out and what you do, what actions you take, or what is done to you over the course of this plot. So go ahead, use your special action, and describe to me what you are doing. How are you invoking that aspect of your archetype? Both of your archetypes, really, between innocent and magician. Both of those sub-archetypes of your character.
They're both relevant.
They are. They play together very nicely with this. How are you trying to tap into and either resist that corrupted memory or somehow purify the effects of whatever it is? Because you don't really know, which is why I'm calling this a story wheel kind of thing. You don't know what happened to you, but you know that this glass of milk is triggering some sort of deeper reaction or memory or response from you.
I think if you imagine like every night that she has this meditation thing, and it's not for short, it's for like 3 or 4 hours generally, when she's not doing anything else. I don't know if I when I was out of game, but I used to have dreams. I used to have like visualize things when I was nearly asleep. It's the same sort of thing. I could sort of form images, and that's what she does. She kind of forms images, but in the liquid.
Okay.
But every time she's about to get something solid, it just disperses. And it's almost like she feels now that there is almost an AI.
Okay.
You know, there's almost like a mechanical like barrier.
There's something stopping you from remembering.
Yeah, she's never been able to break through it. She's never been able to quite have anything tangible. It's really frustrating.
This would be your first use then of your special action. This is probably a bit of a breakthrough kind of moment and thought process as you're meditating tonight.
Yeah.
So go ahead. And as you are trying to hold on to those fragments of images, this memory that's just right out of your grasp, like trying to grasp at smoke, or reflections in water.
Yeah. Exactly.
The more you try to reach for them in that liquid, the more the ripples will scatter and they will disperse. So go ahead and invoke your special action. Roll your 6d6.
14, 21.
Okay. You aren't able to quite grasp that full picture, but you feel like you can almost hear something. A crackling. And it's not something that you really remember having been exposed to before, but it's like a crackling, snapping kind of sound. And you almost see, as you're looking into this glass of milk, light reflecting off of it in a certain way, as if like the flame of a candle. Flickering lights, a crackling, snapping, soothing sort of sound. Fire. But comforting. You start to try to follow that thread. Start to try to look deeper, farther past those flickering lights and that sound. But the ripples scatter. something about the way the light was reflecting off of the surface of the liquid, off the surface of this milk, triggered another fragment in your mind. In terms of game mechanics, you rolled high enough, barely, for that wheel to turn ever so slightly.
She goes over to Sponge.
Mm-hmm.
And just with her hat, she can't move. Obviously, she's not under the backpack, but she moves her hands over and opens the cage, and he's kind of like tries to embrace them.
Sponge very happily and sleepily lets you do so.
And then she just pushes the milk over.
Sniffs at it. Starts drinking it, lapping it from the cup.
And she's kind of crying then. But they've turned the relay off. And then she puts the lights on.
Okay.
And pretends everything's normal. But inside she's probably more hurt than ever because she knows how close she was. Felt different.
Mark down a thread. And a plot point. Plot points.
Ooh.
Very nice. Nicely done. Oh my gosh, first ever use of a special action in Bard RPG.
Yeah, that was awesome. Perfect.
And you have your first party plot point.
Nice.
The rest of the night passes relatively peacefully. You are frustrated at having been so close, but it's more than what you had before. There's a thread that you can possibly pull now. So, the night passes. About 5 hours later or so, the sun begins to rise. And you find yourself in a new day. What do you wish to do? You wake up, Cain.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a spore hangover. Spangover. Well, between that and you had a couple drinks. Not too much, though. A little bit of a hangover, but you feel okay. Yeah. You're feeling all right.
Yeah. Morning routine, first thing I do is switch the relay on. So that... I mean, if there's an emergency in the night, Kez can tap me on the shoulder to wake me up, but I turn it off
Of course.
Yeah, but I do turn it off at night. We'll turn it back on. She wants to chat. Go. What kind of breakfast food is there? Would you be keeping?
So, you have an oatmeal kind of thing. You've got oatmeal, you can make coffee, you can make tea, you've got different meal bar kinds of things. But actually, because there has been more, we'll say, progress into agriculture in space, and this is one of the main focus areas of the research detachment here, agriculture and trying to find ways to have sustainable food sources. So you do have some things like eggs. You know, you've got some eggs because there is some degree of farming. A lot of it is shipped in from other areas. Outpost 5, while it's very important for the mining and the transit, you don't have a whole lot of space for agriculture, but the other outposts that have already been established for a little while in the outer orbits, Outposts 1 through 4, Outposts 1 and 3 have more of the agricultural progress, more of that established. They're getting a little bit closer to colonization. So they are able to ship some stuff into you, into this outpost. So you have some stuff like eggs. You have some vegetable types of things. Most of it's going to be a bit different from the strains that we are used to in this timeline on Earth, but you have something kind of like tomatoes. You have something kind of like peppers, and you have your different like spices and stuff. Food's not going to suddenly become bland just because we went into space. If anything, you've got new flavors and things to try.
Kez has prepared you a breakfast and a coffee.
Oh, Kez.
Oh, Kez.
Oh, you have toast as well.
Every morning it would have been a thing because she knows like how important it is for you to keep your.
So fun fact, humankind compared to some of the other races has this greater, throughout history, this greater penchant and kind of obsession with food and taste for things. It isn't quite shared to the same degree amongst the other alien cultures. Human cooking and culinary culture is very trendy, and it's one of the things that has fascinated our intergalactic neighbors. So does Cain enjoy cooking?
I think Cain enjoys food.
Yeah.
Not
Cain enjoys
necessarily
food.
cooking.
Not everyone is a chef necessarily.
Yeah. I think if she were to try cooking anything particularly complicated, there would be, it would be burned. It would be.
Yep. But you have been able to get your hands on some other spices and seasonings and things from the merchant sector. So yeah, you've got some nice. What do you have? Toast, eggs, an omelet.
Yeah, it's like a fried breakfast and a black coffee. But the thing with Kez, when she prepares it, because she's very tactile with everything. That's why she likes cooking. But there's all like imprints and everything. Like the tomatoes have like metal
Fingerprints
in them and stuff.
Slight bruising
It
from
looked like a mess.
hands.
It looked like a mess, but everything's cooked well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So cute. The yolks of the eggs just exploded.
Oh yeah, just like the yolk all over the place.
The yolk may have broken, but it's delicious. It's delicious. It's better than what you would cook, Cain.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Cain's not knowledgeable about seasoning. I think Cain's cooking's quite bland.
So
We need to get going quickly this morning. So drink up, eat up.
Yeah. You're a lifesaver.
What did you suggest about me with this pass, or do you think we should go to the Forger?
Well, I was thinking, depending on if you still want to get your sticky fingers on. I know you said you were fancying some pockets last night.
Yeah.
Could just grab something off a passerby. But equally,
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That'll save us a bit of time.
Yeah, because I mean the Forger's good and would be safer, but I don't have many credits left.
Yeah. Everything comes at a price.
I could rifle a little pass, I reckon.
Yeah, either that or
if we get close to the science.
Yeah, something once we're already nearby. I mean, either that or if you can rifle us something, we can rifle us some credits for a forged pass. Equally fine with that, but I think it's more straightforward to just grab something.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I think maybe.
You think you pass as a scientist?
Yeah, that's the point. I'm not exactly
You're known here.
Yeah. Well, either way, I mean, I think we should head to the market first anyway. Find out about those mercenary kind of guys.
Yeah, we didn't look into that, did we?
Yeah, we should try and work
Let's
out.
ask around about that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Especially since that was the last place we saw her.
I feel like everything's linked. I can feel the threads coming together, the strings.
Everything always is when Sarah's involved.
Yes. You are right there.
Yeah, I guess down to the market is our...
There could be money in this as well, if we solve this.
Yeah, that's true. When is there ever money in it for us these days?
Never enough.
Got to catch a break sometime.
Yeah. Well, we got Sponge.
You're
Sponge is
paid
our
per expedition that you go on, and you stay pretty active. You do, but you also like to enjoy your life. Yeah. So you don't. It's not necessarily like savings. You tend to get your paycheck and then whatever you can enjoy on this outpost. You haven't been to the other outposts too much because they keep you pretty busy. Yeah. Going to the asteroids, helping to escort sometimes as well.
I imagine any kind of fun tactile textured fabric that comes through customs, I'm like, oh, buying that for kids.
So as a result, the backpack will have a lot of patches and stuff
definitely.
maybe sewn into it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Definitely.
Like best friend badges.
So the plan today then, find out about this militia.
Yeah.
See if there's any links, ties, and then get ready for our next expedition, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all in the chat, can we just appreciate that we have a TTRPG party that plans things? That doesn't happen too often. Whoa, what? You're making a plan and you're sticking to the plan? Dang. Bring that to Iastera.
Yeah.
Oh, I went there.
See, yeah, I feel like the type of personalities, Cain and Kez, practical people.
You have to be.
Yeah, out here. Meanwhile, Sen and Bob. Imagine them making
Bob. I love it. I love this dynamic, this thematic shift.
Yeah.
More ways than one. Okay, so you're going to the merchant district?
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, using your pass, hopping back out. It is early morning. The sun is beginning to rise. The white dwarf that is at the center of the Cthonika system is quite bright. So you have a nice, early, dusty kind of morning. And the dust that's generated on the surfaces of these asteroids that the different segments are kind of partially built into. It's a rather large asteroid that is supporting, kind of bridging between the transit and then the lower but then part of the upper zones of the outpost as well. At some point we'll need a picture of this. I want a drawing. I want a scene of Outpost 5 and what it would look like. But the dust is kind of like this darker, like rusty brown red kind of color. Like the surface of these asteroids is fairly dark already, but when you kick it up, if you're digging into it, it's more of this rusty copper color, this reddish dust that's kind of floating around. So this is the morning that you embark out upon, flashing the badge, identity check, identity confirmed, going back through the transit, and you are now back in the upper zone just a few minutes later. In total, took about 10 minutes to walk to the transit station, 5 to get there, so 15-20 minutes later. You are back in the upper zone. So the merchant district, you're walking farther out into the more artificially constructed part of the outpost. So it's merchant district. Think of, I guess, a marketplace, a strip mall kind of thing. There are flashing lights, neon signs going through. You're walking out past the canteen, past that residential area, past customs, all of that, and then you hit the merchant district. It's kind of this circular central area where you have like an information desk, you have admin kind of office, and then it branches out across these different alleyways that are segmented again by these rings. So you have lights, neon signs, you have AI shopkeeps kind of waving you into alleyways and restaurants. Even this early in the morning, things are starting to wake up. It's not too busy right now. You see some folks picking up stuff for breakfast. You see new shipments that have been brought in from the outer zones. You have stuff like produce there. You've got some weird looking the evolved form of chickens at this point. They're much smaller, more compact, and they lay tiny little eggs of various colors. You do see some fleet hired security militia wandering around. Some of them picking up some eggs or a sandwich or something here and there. Mini chicken nuggets. I like that, Hope for TTRPGs. Welcome. Anything in particular you're looking out for?
I think just some of the militia we don't recognise, because we don't recognise the usual.
Yeah, anyone kitted out strangely more kitted out than usual.
In this central kind of area, initial scan, I don't see anything yet. You can continue to walk through the alleyways, walk through the pathways.
Do we know any like weapons dealers or like people who?
Weapons dealers are very much not above board in these outposts. The import, distribution, or sale of weapons is strictly monitored and managed by the fleet. So, Cain, your pistol was issued to you when you first came on board. Very, very strictly controlled.
What type of ammunition does it fire? Is it like lasers? Is it physical rounds?
So for you, this would be. We're gonna have fun with this. It will be kind of like you have a couple of different sidearms that you'll use. You have some that will be more of a projectile, but with a low field of like a radiation kind of effect on impact, where it'll kind of explode a little bit and have that that ignition within the bullet, and it'll kind of expand. That can be very useful in certain ways. But then you also have like a laser pistol. The laser pistol would be more effective when you're actually out. And actually, that's going to be more like a rifle. That makes more sense. That's the one you take out on expeditions.
Quite long range.
And here, you use more the projectile-based sidearm, which can really only be used in areas where you have the gravitational field and the atmospheric controlled. The atmospheric pressure kind of controlled, because it's a projectile. You're not really going to fire that as easily into space. And it's the same kind of basic one that the security militia here will use. But because of your role, you are considered kind of an extension of security in certain ways. It's not really appropriate for you to carry it if you're not on duty. And you didn't initially come out here to be part of the militia. But because you've been here for a while, some people tend to go missing or lost on a different expedition, so it's not uncommon for you to sort of reclassify and retrain into a couple of different things. So if you think that's something Cain would do, that would be appropriate.
Yeah. I think Cain usually has their pistol with them, but doesn't like open carry. It's concealed.
And the projectile weapon that has like that low degree of radiation within the rounds, it is that way because that will also assist if you have any like bioform issues. Different systems that don't respond the same way.
We should talk to the kids on the streets. They see everything. They've always got a story.
Am I gonna have to put my friendly face on?
No, you'd leave me to talk to them. You know, you always do that.
Yeah, I just won't say anything. Some of the kids are scared of me. I don't know what I could possibly have done to be intimidating.
It's just your looks sometimes, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Got that RBF.
You're a little bit intimidating.
I've heard it's the eyebrows.
A little bit.
Angry eyebrows.
Oh, that is, yeah.
Yeah. Alright then.
Thing is, your aura's always so pure.
Is that a compliment? I like to think I'm a toughened, wizened,
Yeah, you are.
person out here.
Well, it doesn't mean you aren't. It just means inside, deep inside there.
Really deep down.
Yeah.
Dig deep.
You're a regular sponge.
really deep down. The sponge was a special case. Don't you go thinking that's the new normal.
Listen, no one's hearing this. The relay's between us.
Yeah.
Okay.
You won't tell us all.
Of course not. Wouldn't benefit either of us.
Yeah. Right, let's go find you some little friends to chat to then.
Yeah.
All right. You can spot some kids running around. There aren't many. There actually would not be many children here outside of those merchants and workers and people who have come here on the outpost that gained permission to bring their families. And that would typically only be those who they're not rangers. Maybe they're working in customs, they're more static and stationary, they're not going out on expeditions, or they are merchants. So usually in the merchant district, where you have the marketplace, but also some of the shop owners and entrepreneurs and investors will actually live, some of them will be approved to bring their families if their children are too young to leave behind in Zeta, and if they don't really have other family members there who can take care of them. So there aren't many, but you could find some at this stage because the Outpost 5 has been kind of established long enough where you might have some of that. You'll find more of that on the outer orbits.
Yeah.
I felt like that was important to describe. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So you'll see a few kids, and you've seen them around because kids aren't very common. They kind of stand out, and in a lot of ways, the culture of the Outpost here really will look kindly upon children because it's that idea of, oh yeah, we want to be able to settle, we want to be able to colonize. There's that feeling of hopefulness when you see kids running around. So they can, as a result, kind of run around without being bothered. No one's really going to hurt the kids. Because you'll have the whole population getting pissed off if that's the case. But more of a commune sort of approach. So you can see some running around. You see...
You should go up to a group of them.
Okay. There would be a small group probably at one of the stands with the fruit. Because the shopkeep there would probably have brought a couple of her kids with her. So you'd probably know them, actually. Their names are Elvias and Aisha. A little brother and sister.
Yeah, I'll put Kez's speakers on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'll sort of wave and not even say anything, just immediately.
as you walk up, they recognize you. And you've spoken to them before, probably, Kez? Or no?
Yeah, I've spoken before. Yeah, I know him pretty well.
You walk up, they go, Kez! Kez! Hey, Kez! Catch! And they throw an apple. And this is a game that they play with you often. They want to see how quickly they can throw it and if you can catch.
Right.
Catch them. So you've got both of them throwing an apple at you at once. 2 apples flying at you. Or flying at Cain, technically.
Technically at Cain. Can Cain assist me then?
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of maneuver myself so that it's an easier catch.
Yeah.
So it's physical, is it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Use your action to catch both of the apples coming at you.
Okay. I might need these assisted. Oh, that's a good roll though. 6 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to replace your 4 with another 6, I've
Ooh,
got
please.
a 6 and 2 5s.
Dang.
Nice, 2 6s then.
Oh yeah, easy. This would be like a lower level tier 2 kind of thing. So tier 2 takes a basic level of proficiency to meet the challenge. So since you're pretty good with your hands and your arms as it is.
Yeah, I can kind
Easy.
I can quickly see the aura of the organic.
Very good. Good assist as well.
Yeah, very good.
Easily. And they cheer, yeah, we did it! Aw, Kez, you were so fast!
And then Kez juggles them.
Ah, nice. So they're laughing. It's like, yay! Coming up. Take the apples back. Start eating them.
Aisha,
Yeah?
there been a lot of fun like this around lately? Or has it not been so good?
And these kids are like 9 and 10.
Yeah.
We'll say. They're not like babies. Yeah, I mean, as fun as it can be here.
Right. And any strange people come up to the stall?
Not this stall, but we heard you're talking to kids. What would they have noticed? Not the stall, but Mom said we shouldn't go down the Mom said she wanted us to stay in the main area for a few days.
Did she say why?
Something about Mr. Paul having some trouble. So Mr. Paul, you know, is your forger. Works a little bit farther out and more of the like a couple alleys, a couple pathways, walkways down. You'll have some other like admin clerical kind of stuff. Records keeping, managing the registration. It's like a registration office. And the forgery stuff is something that he very much does quietly. For the right people with the right price. Kind of thing. So there's something going on at the registration office. I think someone tried to break in.
Strange.
Jimmy said there were some security folks down there, so I don't know.
Where's Jimmy now?
Probably studying. His dad normally teaches him lessons in the morning. Kids will end up being homeschooled.
And did you catch a glimpse of these security?
No. They I mean, it looked like they had some new stuff.
Yeah, we heard.
When are you getting new gear, Cain?
Oh, one of these days.
Well, you might want to talk to the suppliers, get some of the cool stuff they had.
Oh, I could do with something cool.
You got Kez. You don't need anything more than that.
That's true. Kez isn't gear though. Kez
No.
is a friend.
No, Kez is your partner.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Kez's coolness. Definitely top tier.
You can't tell us anything else then?
Mom said we can't go down there.
I'll do that cool thing.
What cool? You'll do... Wait.
I'll do the 5-finger fillet. With that there fruit knife.
Can you do it midair?
Yeah, of course.
Think you can do it with a grapefruit?
Yeah, I can do a grapefruit.
Yeah.
You have to give us something more. Give us something more. Give us something more about these security guards.
Cain, you know those blasters that sometimes you guys take outside? They're carrying some of those.
In here. Interesting.
Mom just thought that there was some sort of new security protocol, but they're down there at the registration office. I am not allowed to go. My brother and I are staying here.
No, that's good. Stay away.
Yeah.
Something's fishy.
Real fishy.
Kez, think fast! Throws a grapefruit at you.
Right.
Her brother snuck away to grab one from the stall while she was talking to you and put it behind her back.
Yeah,
I would like to assist as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is actually gonna be a tech roll because as they throw it, Kez is already prepared. One of her fingers turns into a blade.
Okay.
So it like transforms.
Using your different attachments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to physical assist and just position the backpack in a good place for.
Okay.
So I want this to be pretty amazing. So I want to change it. I want to literally carve it as it's through the air into a star shape.
Nice. Do your tech roll then. Cain, how do you assist if you are assisting?
Yeah, just sort of positioning myself, turning and positioning myself in the right.
I think when it comes to an assist, there needs to be more of a deliberate, thing there.
No, I don't think I would get an assist.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just because you already did it with the last time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I think I was.
This is more of a tech thing versus a maneuver physically.
11, 12, 13, 14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
It may not be the prettiest looking star,
Yeah,
but you are able to neatly slice it so that you have that kind of star pattern. And then as it falls back down, you can catch it with your other hand.
Yep.
Sliced it a little bit too much, but that meant that it fell open into some nice wedges because it's a grapefruit.
Nice.
Now the kids can eat the grapefruit.
I sort of hand it back. There
Yeah.
you go. How about that?
Oh, that was cool. Thanks, Kez.
Thanks, kids. We'll see you again soon, and stay away out of the alley, please.
We will.
Okay. Promise?
We promise.
Leave the trouble to us.
Indeed.
No offense, but I'm more afraid of my mom than I'm afraid of you guys, so we promise.
Yeah, that's a good point. She's terrified.
Yeah.
Good old Susan. It's the first name that came to mind.
Right,
And in fact, Susan sees you both there and said, "Kids, leave him alone."
I switched the relay over. I'm like, okay, we're eating that. We've got it now. We've got the information.
Yeah, I guess we're
We
heading
need to
over to.
we need to prepare for this, though. We need to prepare for this. This could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Who knows who they work for?
Oh.
Just doesn't feel right. None of this feels right. I suspect as soon as I see their auras, it's going to alert me.
Well, we should go scope it out. Go see what we can see.
Maybe head to the roof.
Sure. Yeah, I think definitely having a look from a distance first.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can use your scope on your rifle, can't you?
You're not carrying your
I
rifle.
don't have my rifle with me at the moment. Just my pistol.
Right.
We're not outdoors, unfortunately.
Of course, yeah, sorry.
You normally do have some sort of scope in your survey kit as well, which, I mean, that you would be able to carry with you if you wanted. But that would be if you thought to bring it with you from your kit.
Pre-prepared, yeah.
Yeah, most of your kit that's not like a firearm kind of thing, you keep with you. Other stuff needs to be recorded differently, and the laser rifle has to be kept in the armory when you're not using it.
Sure. Let's head up to the rooftops, go onto those balconies, and maybe we can see from a distance at the registry office.
Yeah, is there an easy way we can get up onto?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when it comes to maintenance and things, there are access stairways and ladders for all these buildings, really. Because on some of these buildings, you have other antennas and other equipment that either is helping with communication or helping to maintain the bubble, the atmospheric bubble that's keeping all of you alive. So yeah, easily able to. You'd be able to go across, because you know where the registration office, because that's where Paul is, and you've worked with him before. So you'd be able to go and on one of the rooftops and kind of check it out. So
I'm going to kind of help as well, just in case there's any loose tiles or like... Yeah, so with my arms, basically. I'm not
going to make you roll for it, because this is just kind of a typical mundane kind of action. Some people may try to stop you. Or not stop you, but say, "Hey, Cain. Hey, Kez, what you up to today?"
Day off. Just morning stroll.
Oh, cool.
You've been watching those old world videos again, Kez?
Just a bit of exercise.
All right. Crazy
Those videos
AI.
are fantastic. You know they are.
They kind of laugh it off. People trust you. They're not going to suspect you of much, because you the kind of people who kind of help out, you know.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of the shopkeepers say, "Hey, going up to the roof?"
Yeah.
My comms relay has been on the fritz. Could you take a look at that antenna while you're up there? I tried to call maintenance and they did not help. They haven't been here.
25 credits.
25 credits. Are you on contract right now?
We could be.
That might actually be a social.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's like, you're trying to steer things a little bit differently. So the thing that's different with Bard RPG from the 5e system we were using before, you're not just going to do a check for anything. It's going to be more like you're actively trying to do something that could have an impact on something else. So it's a deliberate action. So yeah, you're hustling. You're hustling for some cash.
11.
Nah. It's like, forget it. We already pay into maintenance. No. You're funny, Kez. You're funny. You fix it, and then maybe I'll think about it.
I'll have a look when we go past, all right?
Okay. That guy's name is Rocco. So you climb up. Easy enough. You're able to see the kind of weird, pieced together hodgepodge of a vista that is Outpost 5 as the sun is a little bit higher in the sky. It's interesting because you're not on a planet. So as you look out here on the rooftop, you see the outpost and you see the transit station, but instead of like a horizon line, it's just you can see the other asteroids. You can look out and see the belt.
So cool.
A lot of these asteroids, of course, are like massive,
Yeah.
but not quite the size of not comparable to the size of the planets, It looks pretty cool. So you're able to take a look down. You see the registration office. And you do see some figures standing outside. It looks like they're standing guard. You see Paul out there giving a report. Kez, you'd probably be able to. How good are you with listening? What kind of sensory?
Pretty good actually. Pretty good senses in terms of that, especially through the relay, because I can amplify things.
Okay. So
Not like extraordinary.
No.
But very good.
You can hear snippets. You can get close enough on the roof. You'll want to be careful. But it looks like Paul's filing some sort of report. One of the figures, which is one of the normal militia, you recognize this one. Taking notes down on their pad. You see one of the... So there are 3 figures, dressed differently. More like uniforms. Definitely carrying different kind of gear. And the guy taking the report is kind of looking at them like a little bit nervously. One of them goes in. As they open the door, you can see that the door to the registration office is damaged. Like it had been forced open. Paul looks a little beat up.
Right.
And he's looking at the uniformed personnel a bit nervously.
What's going on, Cain?
A few more minutes pass. You don't know how long they've been there. Some time passes. And they depart. They take their leave. Paul goes back inside.
Yeah, I've been describing any visual stuff.
Yep.
Do we follow them, or do we go and talk to Paul?
I mean, we know Paul. He's probably a surer bet in terms of getting a bit of friendly info.
What else did you recognize these figures? No.
You have not seen them before.
No.
Really strange.
You have not.
They all in they're in uniforms, the same uniform.
It looked like they're in like dark gray uniforms.
Let's go and talk to Paul.
Yeah.
So you can make your way down there. Not gonna overly narrate it. You saw where he was going. As you walk up, the door to the registration office definitely, it looked like it had been forced open. There's some damage to the hinges, to the locking mechanism.
Can I do a supernatural check with my senses in my hands?
So what does your on the door? So what exactly?
I can sense how something happened. Not like Sherlock Holmes or something, but just like what forced the lock, basically. So I can feel about how the metal's been twisted, and I'm very attuned to that. That's how I use my ability.
Okay. With your extrasensory, since you're just using this to observe, I'm not going to make you roll necessarily, because this is something that you do already. You're not trying to direct the course of anything necessarily.
I'm just trying to find out if it was like a blunt object, if it was like...
It looks like there was some sort of heat involved.
Right, okay.
And then a twisting.
Interesting. I tell Cain.
Interesting.
You can see some slight What's the word I'm looking for? Disfiguration of the metal.
Yeah.
Of the lock. And these doors here are more simple, just kind of mundane doors. Not everything is super high tech here. It's like a weird mix of simple analog stuff, but then some technology as well, because it's still kind of being built up. You're able to walk through. As you walk in, you see an absolute mess. So, files, printers, some computer systems look like they've all been tampered with. You see files scattered across the ground. You see the locked cabinet that typically holds other records and files forced open. And you see Paul sitting there back at the desk trying to gather things. He looks up.
Hey, Paul,
now is not
right? What happened?
Now's not a good time.
What happened to you?
The office was broken into in the middle of the night. I was upstairs. I was asleep. I heard the alarm go off. I came downstairs, and there were people in here. Look, I need to do a record to see what happened, to see what was taken, to see what they may or may not have found.
Yeah, no, sorry, we were just heading past. Who are those guys? I don't recognize their uniforms.
I don't know, but they've been hanging around here a lot more lately, over the past few days.
They seem...
That door's shut behind you, right? Okay, come here. I think someone may have ratted me out.
Really? Who?
That locker right there, that filing cabinet, that's where I was keeping some of the, You guys didn't tell anyone. I've done work for you in the past.
Yeah, it wasn't us.
Of course not.
I need to lay low.
Yeah.
You need to find out what's taken, though. It seems there's something more important than...
The lock's damaged. I don't know where the key is. It was forced open, but then somehow the mechanism's busted. I can't. You have any tools in there that can help?
Absolutely.
You want to try to pick the lock?
Yeah. One of her fingers.
That'll be a tech. That'll be a tech.
To a key. It's called a thumb key. Right, I'll give it a go. Hope for a good roll. That is a good roll. Oh, it's not. No, it's not. It's 2 6s and 2 1s. 14. I look like a good medicine.
14's not bad. 14's not bad. I will say that you are able to pick the lock and force it open. The drawer doesn't slide completely out, but just enough. And Paul goes, "Oh, thank the mother. Okay, let's see what we've got." Seems like most of the things are in here. No, wait. I'm missing a file.
Which one?
These are personnel files. These ones. Records, visas, badge information. Some of the scientists' folders are missing.
Naturally.
Of course.
Did you hear about Yara?
She came to me before she disappeared.
What did she say?
I
know
think
she
they
was
may
wanting
have
to
had
leave.
something to do with her. None of her documents are in here. Look, and he takes out the file.
I believe you.
I have the documents for every other scientist that's registered here. Yara's papers are missing.
I believe you completely. We
Maybe
suspected this was happening.
Maybe that was the reason for the break-in.
Well, why? Why would they steal documents for a missing person?
They're up to something, those Sarah folks up there. Something fishy. Clearly, she knew and wanted out, and they didn't want her leaking the info.
Yara was here asking for an updated badge. She said hers was damaged. I gave her a new one.
You still have the old one?
She didn't have it with her. She said it was damaged. She said it was damaged from some chemical spill, and she threw it out. It wasn't usable anymore. It wasn't working.
We're gonna leave.
I have a copy of her old one. I mean, we keep copies of things. It's in the system. Oh my god! I hope they didn't wipe the computers. Rushes over, sits down at the computer system. A few minutes. Her file's still here. Look.
Yeah, I'll head over to look.
So if you scroll through, you can see the issue date, see when she got here, registration. That's odd.
What?
We'll keep a record of when the badges are used, when they're used to access certain areas. It says there was one accessed like 3 hours ago?
And yet she's been missing for days.
Think someone's
Where?
got her badge?
Maybe.
Or she's not.
Sing after her.
What door was she accessing?
We need to report this. I should have checked this before they left, before I made that report.
No, don't report it. Keep it to yourself.
Well, why
for now.
not? If there's someone
yourself.
either using a badge illegally, or if she's not actually missing.
No.
Well, we'll follow up on this for sure.
Yeah. Don't tell the Alliance. Don't tell the fleets.
I mean, we can't tell you what to do, but we'll be checking up on this for sure.
Hold on, there's something else you should know. It looks like it was used to gain access to the warehouse district.
What's she doing down there?
We need to report this.
Yeah.
That's up to you. We're going to look into it independently.
You're going down there?
Absolutely.
Now? All right. I
Tomorrow.
mean, it said it was accessed 3 hours ago, so maybe she's still there.
Yeah, we better head now just in case she is. Maybe we'll run into her, try and clear up.
I'm gonna
what
try to
on earth
talk.
This whole mess is.
I'll try to talk to the security again. Just see if maybe they can check. Maybe they may send people down there too.
Yeah.
If you want to look into this independently, you probably better go quick.
Yeah. Thanks for the tip. And good luck with all this.
Yeah.
Sorry they hit you this hard.
Yeah, well... Thanks. I'm gonna try to clean up. The black eye is kind of...
Yeah.
It's a nice sunrise effect on his face now.
Yeah, I guess we're heading to the warehouse district.
So we'll do this next part fairly quickly to close up chapter 1, because I know it's getting late and we've got to do our quick reflection period. We'll move past this part a little bit quickly, because you know how to get to the warehouse district. No one's going to stop you.
Yeah.
People look at you kind of strangely when you're coming out of there. Some people may try to stop. Hey, Kez, what was that? You could just keep going. People are gossips. They're going to want to know what was going down. Make your way to the transit station. Checking the badge. Going to the the lower zones. Walking out to the warehouse district. It doesn't take you long to get there before you see more of those guards at the door. Same uniform. Different people, obviously. But more of those same uniformed figures.
Would my access badge give me access to the warehouse district, or is it off limits?
You'd gain access to certain warehouses. The one warehouse that those figures are standing outside of is the one that typically holds more of the agricultural equipment, which a scientist in Sarah definitely would be able to access. But you see 2 individuals standing at the door. And this time they're actually armed.
Yeah, so sort of casual walk past as if I'm not interested, and keep walking for now, just so that we've
This is where we will, and this is where we will end. Chapter 1 for the night.
Nice. Yay!
Whoa! First full chapter of Bard RPG. What do you guys think?
I love that.
It's so good.
So much fun.
So,
It's
As-
very
Set as well.
satisfying rolling so many dice.
right?
It is,
Right? Isn't it much more fun than just rolling one?
It's like, yes, I roll 5d6.
So let's do a reflection period. So at the end of each chapter within Bard RPG, well done, both of you, by the way. I loved the role playing here. Reflection period. This is where we review the threads that you found, different bonds that you may or may not have acted upon, any progression towards wishes, and we determine how many plot points you will have accrued. So, plot points, and I'm still kind of figuring this out. I initially wanted to have plot points also awarded when you discover threads. So I think I will still stick to that, because that's where you're digging a little bit deeper into things. Now, of course, with the story map kind of construct, it'll be a little bit more guided, a little bit more structured versus a longer running campaign like it will be for Iastera. But I wanted to go through this process because this is part of the playtesting. So I want to make sure that these calculations kind of work and it's not game breaking in any way. So you gain plot points by, and I'll read it verbatim from our rule book here, our storyteller's guide. So they can be awarded for the following events: narratively effective use of actions, generation of new bonds, progression towards or completion of wishes, overcoming significant challenges, and discovering of story threads. So first, you already gained 1 for your use of a special action, which was also progression towards your wish in some ways, unlocking a secret. So you have 1 there. Let's look at your story threads. How many story threads? Let's review those quickly.
Missing scientists.
Yeah, you're missing scientist.
We had obviously Paul. I don't understand that.
Let me look at this here.
The sus cargo that we were
The
told.
suspicious
that's
cargo,
right. Yep.
the missing scientist, and the knowledge of and citing investigation of those new guards.
Yeah.
So that would be 3.
Yeah.
Does that sound right? Any that we're missing?
Yeah.
So now you have a total of 4 plot points.
Cool. Yeah.
So, actually, and we can think about this more off stream, but the way I initially had it written out was that you would need 2 per player, and currently there are 2 of you, so that would be 4, in order to unlock leveling. So if you wanted to, as a party with these collective points, you can spend those 4 points to level. Or you can save them for potential use in the next chapter. Leveling means you can either progress and evolve a special action in some way, or you can add 1d6 to one of your action stack places. Now, when it comes to evolving and leveling actions, you need to be able to show that you are actively using it within this chapter, because it's a reflection on what you have been working towards. So, for example, if you didn't use social, you're not going to add a d6 to social for your leveling.
I think we should save it until the next chapter at least.
Okay.
Do you think that?
Do you decide that as a group? Because leveling and
Yeah.
the expenditure of plot points is determined collectively because they are a collective resource.
I think
Okay.
we should save them for
Very well. So go ahead and mark down 4 plot points in your central tracker on your character sheets. Make sure you've noted those threads that you have discovered.
Nice.
And that will conclude your reflection phase of the chapter.
Hello.
Yeah. So that's it. That concludes chapter 1 of Outpost 5. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And
Thanks,
thank
Chris.
you so much for
Amazing.
joining us on this new story with the new system. We're going to go ahead and call it there. And once again, the music you are currently hearing right now was made available to us for use on this stream by Lazy Laser. I'm going to put that command back in the chat. Wanting to make sure that we give the credit where credit is due. Go check out their bandcamp. I've been listening to this for weeks as inspiration for writing this story. So I hope you all enjoy it. The other music you
great.
heard was from Pretzel Music. Fantastic resource for streamers and YouTubers. Check that out. There's my little push. I'm not sponsored by anyone, but dang, if someone could, I would snap that up. I don't really have too many things to announce. We've been working towards Bard RPG. We're working towards Bard Commune. Both of these lovely people here who are sitting next to me are also mentors and founding members of the commune. So boost that. Go check us out. We've got our mentorship program and some other things hopefully unveiling by the end of the month or early into March. We are going to be back for chapter 2 of Outpost 5 next Thursday around the same time. So tune in there. That's all I've got. Anything you guys would like to say?
I just made affiliate on Twitch.
You did! You just made affiliate! Hype! Yes!
Think about that.
Oh, Conjuring Club redeemed a lore drop. Oh,
Ooh.
right in the final hour. What do you want to hear? If you redeem a lore drop, you can ask us a quick question. Could be story related. That's a right. No pressure. Well, if you're redeeming a lore drop, you gotta cash it in.
That's a lot of chips.
You just pressed the button.
What do you want
Do
to
you
know?
have a
Do
question
you know
about the world? Scribble
saying
the
about the
spot
characters?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're about the characters.
Characters, world. I pressing the button.
Pressing the button. You've done it now. It's too late.
If you would like to cash that in another time, you can, or you can open it up to the rest of the chat. Or to one of the players. You can donate your lore drop. I know, we put them on the spot now. Oh, dang. Lore drop in the final hour. All right. Well, if you can't come up with something now,
Save for next time.
You can save it. How good is the Federation? Ooh. Okay. That's a good little drop. I like that. Do they have bad vibes on the down low? The Federation, in terms of bad vibes, so the Federation, think of that as the central governing body. That's a great question. And I'm going to be careful not to do any potential spoilers. But the thing about the Federation, every member, every representative within the Federation, which make up the different races that have come together collectively, the Federation has this focus on unified effort, working towards a greater good for the benefit of all within Federation space. But as with anything, there's definitely lack of trust among certain members of the Federation. Publicly, yes, we're all working together. But in reality, it is still Wild West rules, y'all. There are going to be underlying tones of competition. There's lack of trust. And everyone has an agenda. And just because you have people within the same organization doesn't mean that they're all after the same things. Does that answer your question?
Pretty right.
There we go. Well, if it doesn't, I'm sorry, because that's the answer I'm giving. Ominous, right? You're not going to get spoilers. I'm not going to do a tell-all. Maybe one day there will be an Outpost 5 campaign setting. But that's way ahead in the future. But I appreciate the question. Thank you. And hopefully you guys are finding this new world interesting. A bit of a shift from our usual fantasy fare. And yeah, that's about it. It's getting late. We're going to call it there. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Keep adventuring. Keep scribbling. And we'll see you next time on Outpost 5.
Goodbye.
Good night.